Brad, how similar are you guys in DC United style-wise?
Style-wise, yeah, I think we're pretty similar. I think both teams bring a lot of energy to the table. There's a lot of high intensity. There's a lot of turnovers high up the field within the game models. So yeah, it's a bit of a, that's been a bit of the talk, and I think it doesn't, it can take the neutral to even see those. So yeah, we're excited about a good game against a good opponent here at CITYPARK. It's been a couple of weeks now since we played here. So yeah, I think everyone's chomping at the bit to get back home.
When you have two teams of similar styles like that, what makes the difference? What gives somebody an edge? Is it the more aggressive team?
No, I think it becomes a mentality, the willingness. What am I willing to do to get the better of my opponent? So, I think it's playing the game within the game and see who comes out on top. So, yeah, I mean, we know we have a good squad. They're feeling good about themselves as well, and deservedly so. Troy's done a great job there. Him and his staff, we have a good relationship. We have an open relationship with that staff, so it's going to be a nice welcome for them. But then once that whistle blows, yeah, we get to business.
Well, in cases like that, when styles are so similar, is it still about yourselves and prevail on what you usually do, or do you make some adjustments?
Yeah, listen, you have to obviously, look at where the opponent's really strong, and then you come up with a game plan to mitigate that and combat that. So, we train like this every single day. So it's nothing different to what we do. We just have to continue being us and do nothing different. Within that lies the beauty of who we are and what we stand for. So, again, it's an exciting game against a really good opponent here at CITYPARK, and I think that's where the full focus is. And we saw we can play. Yeah, and compete against a Galaxy team that was heavily stacked, and we've shown we can play with different teams who are slightly armed in a different way, I would say. And they have real strengths in their ability to occupy the box, real strength to get shots off. Yeah, real strength to be direct and vertical. So with Benteke, he's a handful. So we have to come up with ways to mitigate that, as well as dealing with click in the midfield. So yeah.
Did playing New York Red Bull in preseason, does that help you prepare for this game?
Yeah, Santi, like I said, every single day prepares us for these days because we train like this every single day. So whether it was a Red Bull in the preseason, or whether it was ourselves against ourselves in preseason, whether it's ourselves every single day. And that's where we as coaches come into it, right? So we start the week preparing for a Galaxy last week. We start the week this week preparing for a DC, which we do anyways, when we're training and playing with the intensity levels that we do. So for us, it's been a lot of focus just on us because that's what makes us great. That's what wins us games. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting one.
Coach, on your road trip, you grabbed 2 points, but you allowed 2 goals. You allowed 3 goals in the past game. You had a clean sheet at CITYPARK the week before. What about CITYPARK is it that helps your defensive structure in the way that it does?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it comes off the tongue easy. Concede 2 goals, concede 3. But, you take 2 points in these environments, it's massive. It's real massive for momentum, for the belief in the group, the way we come back and the way it leaves us leaving that field, right? It leaves us thinking, yeah, unbeaten after 4, right? Collecting points along the way. Road trips are never easy. It just takes a look at the league, look at the away results. They're never easy. Play away from home. Then you come back to CITYPARK. We know this is a special place. We know, there's a lot of history here, and there's, the fans, the way they come into it, full house, packed, standing. Every moment is celebrated. So, and just the work rate and the energy of the group, I think it's a beautiful relationship. The way that, the fans encourage us, they give us energy, energize us. And then the performance and the output, what the players do week in and week out, just from a physical and the way we are trying to improve, the excitement we bring the stadium. I think it's a real intimidating place if you've never been here before.
Tim and Edu haven't been out all week. What's their status here?
Yeah, I've seen Edu out just when you haven't been here, Every day is not enough. No, he's been on a couple of runs. It is progressing really well. Quicker than expected. I'm not saying that just loosely. I think he's coming along really well. And for him to be jogging at this stage is encouraging. But it's way too early. Tim is still managing his back. So yeah, we'll have to see, but I doubt it. I'm not sure if he'll be ready for Saturday.
And is Jabulo ready to go?
Yeah, pretty much. He's trained the whole week. He's got a good rhythm now. He's got good consistency in his loads, and he's training well. So yeah, he's an option.
What do you remember? It wasn't that long ago. What do you remember about Jared Stroud? What's the memory?
Yeah, Jared's a gamer. He steps up for big moments and he enjoys the moment, right? So he lives in the moment. And again, he's part of our history. He's part of that first year, and we thank him for that. And that was then. This is now, and he's on a different journey. And so yeah, we're observing it and witnessing it, and yeah, we'll see him back here at CITYPARK. Now it's just on the other side, right? And what do we know about Jared? We know a lot about Jared and Lucas and great people, and that's why we got them here in the first place. But life moves on. Moments, ambitions, futures go down different pathways, and but it'll be good to see them after the game.
We'll go to Matt Rocchio and then Jacob.
Hey, Bradley. I know last week you talked about all the opposition touches in the box, or your guys' touches in the opposition box, I should say. You had another good week of that this past weekend, and you're fourth in the league right now. You finished last year at 18th in the league in that particular stat. Just what has it been this year that has changed that stat in such a big way for you guys?
Yeah, listen, we've, without trying to fix something that's not broken, we're just trying to evolve and get better as a group in the final third. So whether it's our movement, whether it's our dribbling, whether it's our overlapping runs, whether it's the overloads on the ball side or the weak side, or stretching the opponent's back line. So, the staff have done an incredible job trying to find ways and moments, to penetrate, to get in behind, to create space in the final third. And it's been a work in progress. I don't think it'll ever be perfect, and I don't think that totally embodies who we are and what we do, but we're willing to listen to the conversation and try and get better, because if we get better in those moments, we have better goal scoring opportunities. So I don't want that to be a massive big discussion, but we're trying to push the needle every single day. And if that means us having the ball longer for periods of time where we can get connected and more compact, push up the back line, have the next phase and the next wave of attack when they clear a ball, or when there's a release on their side and we're able to regain possessions, we just higher up the field, which gets us closer to goal. And the main aim of the game is to score goals.
Coach, when you mentioned the injuries, you said, I doubt it. Was that for Tim, Edu, or both? Both, yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
We'll go back to Matt.
Aaron Herrera has been having a really good year for DC. He's been progressing the ball, being really dangerous up on that right side. Any chances we see, Deere in maybe a little bit earlier, maybe even with a start, considering maybe a more defensive aspect on that left side for you guys?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Good question. I believe, I'll stand to correction, but Herrera's potentially out with his national team. So, we're looking at all options and who they might bring up. So yeah, we've looked into a couple of scenarios, but again, that's focusing too much on the opponent, in my opinion. We're focusing on ourselves, and there's great competition at those spots. So, the guys have had a really good week, competing, and, we're asked to be double deep on every position. We feel we are that and then some. So yeah, it's a good matchup. It's a good competition between ourselves before we think about the opponent.
So Chris Dorkin played for DC for a couple of seasons. How important has he been helping us scout some of the players?
Yeah, again, that's, obviously they have ways, but, I don't think it necessarily worked with Troy, right? So it's a different animal. It's a different coach. It's a different nature of the game, and how they will, the last year was, the style of play was totally different. So you can get bits of pieces of information from the individuals, what the individual aspect and the composition looks like of character traits and everything like that. But again, that's focusing too much. You look at the overall picture, you look at passing accuracy, you look at long ball percentages, you look at all these things. And that's the DC that's this year, right? And you look at how they go about their business, and they're being very successful at it. So the players have stepped up. They've changed who they were. Last year they were different, right? So they have the ability to adapt, and good players adapt, and this is a good team. So again, when the whistle blows, that's when we're going to find out exactly who we're up against and how we're going to combat that.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Zane.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
You look at the season and you guys are still undefeated.
Mhm.
It's a different undefeated than last year, but how does it feel? And how do you feel about how the team's done?
I feel like the team's done great. I feel like the points we've got away have been really massive for us. I know we've talked about the goals we've conceded, but in terms of the willingness to defend as a unit and also progress moving forward and creating those moments have been really key for us.
What do you, last week's the LA game, what do you take away from that with everything involved with the way it went and the goals allowed
Yeah.
and the twists and turns?
I mean, we take a point and we move forward, but I feel like that performance was really strong from us. I feel like the back line, the front line, we've all come together in that game because it was tough with Ricky Pooch coming in different spaces and locking him down and whatsoever. But I feel like just coming out still going 100% when it was plus 8 minutes somehow and still getting a point was massive.
Justin?
Is there an added confidence, 2 away games where you have to come back to grab a point? Is there an added confidence now that you're back at home, knowing that you have that determination in the group?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that, like Bradley said, it creates momentum, and credit to the players and the coaching staff just coming in every day training, just trying to see who our opposition is and how we can move forward as a team. Because as you can see, it requires the whole team, the whole club to come together. And I feel like everyone's done superb.
Sati?
You see, last year you had an opportunity to play it against your former team a couple of times. This year we have Lucas Barler and Jerry Stroud coming here, and also Chris Dorkin playing against his former team. From your personal standpoint, is preparation different when you're playing against your former team?
Preparation is always the same. I feel like we're just trying to be in the moment as a team. And I feel like you can really see in training work just coming closer and closer together. We lost some pieces like Jared and Lucas. They're great guys. I know them personally, of course. But also gaining Chris Durkin, been a great player, great attitude for the team. And we're going to keep going with that.
Izzy, we talk a lot about momentum, and it's still been early in the season, but just how do you feel this team's progressed moving forward, especially without the loss, just to reaching that full potential that you guys can, hopefully get to?
Yeah, we still got a lot of energy in the tank. We still want to prove to ourselves who we are. I feel like people want to talk about we're not the same as last year, but we're even stronger because we had that experience from last year. And I feel like what this 5th game is going to be is massive for us because we want to show the people at City Park who we are.
Go to Matt Rocchio.
Hey, Z, you guys have really developed that left side combination of you, Celio, and Anthony. Has it really felt like that you guys have been on the brink of kind of breaking down some teams and really opening up that left side for your attack throughout the season so far?
Yeah, I feel like the connection within the group has been strong. I feel like our game plan, we want to find the weak side transition. If it's from the left side from Celio to Indy, vice versa. I feel like when we have a game plan, we want to stick to it. And it starts with the principles that we stand by, that Brad brings to the training ground every single day. And I feel like we've come out and done the best we can, just doing the dirty work first and going forward with that.
How's it change when Edu is out?
Edu is definitely a loss to the team. He's a very important player for us. He's gonna come back and be strong and be with us again. But I feel like we have a really good team as well. We can fill those spots. Edu's a really important player for us. But I feel like when we stand by our principles and we stand by what we want to do as a team, I think that we can be really strong and dangerous as well, because we have players that come off the bench have done well past 4 games now. So there's no difference between this game or when we have video as well.
Easy. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you guys.